Okay, here you are with the front pattern pieces of the shirt.
So this is, I've just got the two pieces here, but we're going to press them separately. So this is the left-hand side, and I've got it facing with the wrong side up. And all we're going to do on this side, you could press the double roll, because what's going to happen is that's going to roll in and then roll again. But I find it's a bit easier for you just to...
So you're being guided by some notches, Mark?
Yes, I'm not sure if the notches will actually be on the cut sample, on the pre-cuts though. So I've got my tape measure here, so you can just use that.
How
and
big
just
is it?
it's 4 centimeters. So we'll end up with a 2 centimeter double roll. So just take that back. So yes, my fabric's a little bit thicker, but just check that you've got the turn back right. And actually, if you want to, now we're here, we may as well double roll this. So we just want to tuck the raw edge into the fold there, and then fold that back. And by pre-pressing this, it just makes it a lot easier when you take it to the machine. So nice and consistent all the way down, 2 centimeters. I think your fabric's a little bit thinner than this as well, so it should be pretty easy to see whether you've got going all the way into the fold. Okay, so that's this side here, and we'll take this to the machine shortly, and we'll stitch down here to hold that in place. That's our left side, and then on our right side here, which is this side, we're just going to press it once before we sew it. So again, this is the wrong side facing up. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to, on this side, we're just going to fold this 3 centimeters. And that's why we haven't given you the same notches on either side. So just measure your 3 centimeters. And if you want to, you could pin this as well. So if you want to pin the 3 centimeters along before you take it to the iron, that might save a little bit of time as well. Okay, so I've just pressed that back with 3 centimeters. Okay, now I'm going to take the 2 pieces to the machine. Okay, so here we've got our double roll for our left-hand side, and all we're doing here is we're lining the inside of the foot. We're lining that up with the fold here, so we're just doing a pin stitch along this edge here, just to hold this in place. A little back tack. Oops, switch the machine on first, that'll help. Check. So back tack. And off we go. And I'm just putting a bit of tension on here as well, because what you'll find if you don't put tension on both sides, that there's a potential that this will just pull down and twist, and you'll get a ringing, and then back to the bottom, and you'll see, so just 1 stitch on the inside and 1 stitch line on the outside there. And once I've done the right hand side, I'll show you why that's a 2 centimeter double roll as well. Okay, so this is our other side, this is our right hand side. And what happens here, it's really quite simple. Because we've already folded the 3 centimeters under, first thing we're going to do is just a foot width stitch along here. So we're putting the edge of the foot with the fold there, and we're just going to run down the front. And you can see that it certainly makes it a lot easier that it's been pre-pressed, because you can sew it from the top edge. Okay, so our 1 row of stitching. Now what we need to do, and it's simpler, might be simpler than it looks as well, is we're just going to fold it over so that the raw edge there is just tucked in the fold. And this time we'll start at the bottom, and we'll work our way up. So just keep an eye on that. You could press this again, but it's because you've got the extra fabric in there, you get a pretty sharp edge anyway. Yep, width of the foot. So I call this a welt stitch, but you could also call it foot width. And so you'll see there. So now when I fold this out, you can see I've got the center front tab here, and the raw edge is tucked neatly inside the fold here. So you do get a little pleat, which gives it a nice definition down the front. And now if we line these up, put this on top, and you'll see that this is the center front. So halfway down the middle here is the center front, and the center front on this piece is actually 1.5 centimeters in. And the reason that there's only 0.5 centimeter between the center front and the fold line is that when you button them up, it's actually this line here that lines up with this edge here, and it's so that when you've got it buttoned up, you don't see, if this was, you know, if you'd done a 3 centimeter like this on this side, you'd actually see the row of stitching here. So we've done a 2 centimeter double roll, so it's just like slightly tucked inside and is not obvious. So now I'll just give it a final press. So here, when you're pressing it, press from the inside and just push the iron against the pleat there. Okay, so nice sharp edge, nice clean finish on the outside. And then just one quick press. I'm just like to neaten it up. And there are 2 fronts done.
Great. And I just wanted to add, we're using black thread so you can see the construction really clearly, but it's in your best interest to use a thread that matches the fabric.
Yes, that's always a nice idea.